お主が高校で出会う運命の人なんと100人もおるのじゃ。
While shonen thrills with action and slice of life tugs at the heartstrings, there's the unparalleled allure of Harem. Where other genres might offer a straightforward narrative, Harem pulls you into a dance of characters, each vying for attention, leading to moments both hilarious and heartfelt. Ready for an adventure? Explore our hand-picked selection of the most riveting Harem anime. Hold tight, the roller coaster of emotions is about to begin. Whoever knew that getting bullied would actually work in your favor? Toseki Rakudu is the living proof of this mantra, as he's no stranger to getting bullied. With only 2 friends by his side, our protagonist doesn't seem to be doing very well in life. That's until he gets a shipment from his deceased grandfather, and his life takes a turn for the better. But don't get us wrong, the bullying continues as usual, but with a catch this time. Every mean girl has now fallen in life with Rakuda. And that's not all, because they're also shown to safeguard this incel from other bullies. Whatever fate awaits, our protagonist has the potential of pulling any otaku toward this narrative. Number 9, summoned to another world for a second time. Now we've all heard of the classic hero summoned to another world to fight against the demon lord, but does anyone know what happened after the hero is gone? Setsu Suzaki sure does, as he too once saved another world from its inevitable doom. However, he soon stepped into a trap and got reincarnated back to his original world. Worst of all, he had to start over as an infant. Years later, on a high school day seemingly no different than usual, a summoning circle was triggered, summoning our hero back to the world he had saved years ago. The only difference with his current predicament is that his entire class was brought along for added harem. However, all was no longer how he thought he had left it to be. The demons were still wreaking havoc, and the kingdom he had saved wasn't able to recognize him. In a world of magic and demons, what will Suzaki uncover as he moves towards the life he'd left behind? Number 8, my unique skill makes me OP even at level 1. You'd be surprised once you get to know the frequency of everyday burnouts, and Ryuto Sato is no stranger to this reality. After quite literally dying from overworking, our protagonist was transferred to another world. This world was like a dream for someone like Sato, seeing that anything and everything could be dropped from monsters. Now, despite being stuck as a level 1, our MC's journey to become the strongest was only made possible through a unique skill called Drop Skill, all S. This allowed him to gain monstrous drops from any and all monsters, and that wasn't all. Seeing how Sato experiences hints of courtship with nearly every girl we're introduced to, starting with Emily. Number 7, the Cafe Terrace and its goddesses. Who knew listening to 5 strangers could potentially be the best decision of your life? Meet Hayato Kasukebe, a graduate who had recently inherited a cafe from his late grandmother. Determined to level the property in hopes of turning it into a profitable parking lot, Hayato wasn't gonna listen to anyone. Or was he? To his surprise, his grandmother had taken in 5 beautiful young women, and they were not willing to give up the place they call home. Now, it took some convincing, but Hayato finally agreed to make this restaurant work. With the graduate's career in line, what will become of the cafe? What challenges await Hayato now that he plans on working with these young women? Number 6. The dreaming boy is a realist.
彼女の名前は夏川愛香。俺にとって史上最強の天が2物も3物も与えた完璧美少女。
We've all heard of playing hard to get, but has it ever really backfired? Wataru Saju is the perfect example of losing interest over time. He was known to always be in pursuit of his crush, Aiki Netsukawa, despite the countless rejections he'd faced. But he had now finally decided to rid himself of these childish tendencies after concluding that this one-sided love would never truly be reciprocated. Moving on to a new life with new possibilities, he's met with Aika, who starts adapting a more suggestive persona. Was moving on truly the right move? Or will our lover boy fall back to his old ways? And let's not kid ourselves, with animation as smooth as this, any weeb wouldn't stop until they find Sajo's final intentions. Number 5. Tenpuru.
この赤髪明光の人生に女など不要
No one can live on loneliness. Like father, like son is a term we occasionally hear every now and then, but is it really as effective as it's been made out to be? Akamitsu Akagami is here to prove its inaccuracy, because despite the womanizer his father was, our MC hopes to clear his family's name by living a pure life. However, it wasn't as easy as he had originally believed it to be, because whenever Akamitsu is given a chance to face a young woman, his mind is flooded with impure thoughts. Despite the overwhelming impurity, he's still determined and decides to become a Buddhist monk to finally rid himself of his inherent lust.
頼もう
But fate had other plans, because the temple he goes to is full of women without a trace of any men. Akamitsu's path to enlightenment only gets harder, as the harem that's about to unfold just might be too much for our protagonist. Number 4. The legendary hero is dead.
直接やるしかねえ。離れてください。ご無事ですか？
A local pervert is now the legendary hero who will save the world from the onslaught of actual demons. Yes, such is the story of Scott Tuka. After he accidentally kills the legendary hero through a trap he made for the demons, our MC tries to cover his death. However, a necromancer happened to witness this monumental moment, and thus she utilizes her ability to transfer the soul of Tuka into the body of the hero.
生まれ変わった気分。どうなってんの？まるで勇者じゃねえか。
Bearing the responsibility of killing humanity's only hope, Tuka is now tasked with sealing the gates that led to the arrival of demons and finally putting an end to this horror show. Having no choice left, our hero swallows his reality and heads on the quest along with his childhood friend Yuna and the necromancer Anri. You see, what makes this show so good is the perfect balance of blatant stupidity and chaos that goes into it, easily making it one of the fan favorites of the year.
それなら今この場で彼を殺せば認めてくれるかい？
Number 3. Classroom for Heroes.
トラグイーター
Returning back to the classics, we have a world here where the hero had died in battle against the infamous Demon Lord. Many years ago, in the midst of the Rosewood Academy, a figure appeared. Curiously enough, the enrolled student, Blade, had an uncanny resemblance to the likes of the late hero. Blade makes quite the appearance, instantly befriending 4 people as he's met with the top student, Honest Flaming.
じゃあ2の立ちくらいだな。
And like any protagonist, he manages to get on his nerves. What about his power? It's no joke, as he's easily able to match someone as powerful as Honest. Who knows what secrets this man is withholding? The narrative just has us hooked, and is sure to have the same effect on many others. Number 2. My First Girlfriend is a Gal.
お願いです。どうか俺と付き合ってください。
I'm sure we all understand the pain of having to see others in a relationship while you yourself are not, and just like that, Junichi Heshiba is in a similar case. However, it all changes for our MC once his friends try to put in a confession on his behalf to the most popular girl in the school, Yame Yukana. After begging her to date him while wholeheartedly embarrassing himself, Yukana actually agrees. Everyone is shocked at the revelation of these two dating as they are polar opposites to one another. But to our and everyone's shock, they bond really well as the two grow closer and closer by the minute.
大声で叫んで気持ちよくなるところ。
それってまさか
However, this does not last for long, as Hashiba soon receives a love letter in his locker. Is this the start of his harem, or the beginning of the end of his relationship? The thrill just never ends.
私以外の子を好きになるなんて。
Number 1. The 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you.
浅川さん好きです俺と付き合ってください
好きなんだけどなぜか恋愛対象としてはヘドが出るようなの。ごめんなさい。
確かな手応えからのヘドン
Being prone to rejection is one thing, but our protagonist Rentaro Aji takes it to a whole new level by getting his 100th rejection while still being a middle schooler. But he's finally tired of getting rejected again and again. So he makes his way to a shrine and prays in hopes of finally securing a girlfriend. And, like it is with every anime, a god appears and promises him that he'll meet 100 soulmates in high school. Now, even though that was promised, the god of the shrine forgot to mention a key detail. If any of his soulmates fail to get into a relationship with him, they will die. With a new life ahead of him, Rentauri makes the most of his new life, easily scoring 2 girls upon entrance. This show is the perfect harmony of both comedy and romance, making it the perfect show to sit atop the list.